me romance. Read me romance. Read me romance. Read me romance. You could take a look in a book, that's fine. Or you could sit back, relax, and unwind and read me romance. Read me romance.
Welcome back, lady listeners.
Hey, lady listeners. Thank you so much for coming back. It is a new week at Read Me Romance. We have J Nell, who has brought us a brand new book called Crew, and we are so excited to play the audio in just a little bit. Yeah, I don't know why. It feels like I'm still trying to remember how to do this podcast.
We were off too long.
Yeah, being away too long. I know we say that every time we come back after a break, but it really does feel like that. Like, if I'm away from this for a week, I'm just like, oh, yeah, remember, I don't need to know any of that, right? So I'm like, oh, that's not important, right? And that button over there.
Or you just forget small things like, oh, I didn't change that. Oh, I didn't. Yeah.
I know. I've been trying to like write notes down and stuff too, like as I do things, because I'm like, oh, I don't want to forget. So I did make myself a note that I wanted to mention first thing. We still have the Read Me Romance summer book boxes. Make sure you check those out. 100% of your purchase goes towards making in more audiobooks. So if you purchase a box from us, then it helps support the podcast. It helps us create more audiobooks, and you get to listen to romance audiobooks for free, which is great. So, yeah. And then also, I know I'm not great about mentioning this as well, but if you ever want to listen to older audiobooks that are not on your streaming device right now, so wherever you're listening to this podcast, whether it's Spotify, Apple Podcast, whatever, they don't have Stitcher or Google Podcasts anymore. I don't know what Android users listen to it on, but if you're listening to it on there, I know it will only go back so many episodes because we have so many. I think there's like 7 or 8 seasons now that are on the Patreon. Like all of those have been moved to the Patreon. So there's like, I think there's like 100 right now. I can't
And there's
remember.
none of this talk. Oh, there's over 100 now.
Yeah, there's over 100 then. Okay.
There's none of us talking. It's just the straight audiobooks. And we post free ebooks there too and stuff.
And then we do have on our YouTube as well. If you're like, oh, I really like the talking or whatever, you can go on the YouTube and see the chit chat and stuff. But I know Patreon does make it nice as far as like listening in the app and stuff, like listening to the things. Like on YouTube, you have to be able to watch it and stuff, or have the video playing. You can't just like turn your phone off and listen to it. So I know that's not as easy. But also becoming a member on the Patreon helps support the podcast as well, and helps fund more audiobooks. So the more you subscribe and listen, the longer we can keep this ship going. So we appreciate it. So I just want to make sure I mention that right off the top. So if you're still listening, thanks. Hey. I wanted to mention this past weekend, there was a new show that came out on Amazon, and it's called The Lady Jane. Have you seen it? I don't know if you've watched like the Amazon app or whatever lately.
Familiar.
So it looks like a period piece, and I was talking to a friend of mine the other day about it because we both really like the show called The Great. Do you remember that one I told you about, The Great, where it's like it has Nicholas Hoult and Elle Fanning are in it, and it's like do you remember that show when we talked about it?
I can't remember.
Shit. I remember telling you that the guy who Nicholas Hoult was, and you were like, oh, yeah, I remember him. He's from like in a movie you reckon. Anyways, they were in a show called The Great, and it was really, really, really good, and we loved it. If you know what I'm talking about, if you have watched the show The Great, this is very similar to that. It's a little bit more, there's a little bit more like silliness to it. It's not as serious, but there's still a lot of serious things that happen. And there's also a little bit of a paranormal element because they have like people that can shift into animals and stuff in it. But the series is about this girl, Jane. I can't remember the exact premise. I think it's very, very, there might be a couple of history, like a couple of facts in it that might be historically accurate, but most of it's not. So, but it's sort of based on this lady named Jane who is she's appointed as like Queen of England, basically. Like the king dies, and she inherits the throne, and it's unexpected that she's the one that claims it. So, anyways, and it's about her trying to rule and change these laws, and then she's forced to get married, and there's like all this stuff that happens. But it's really good writing. There's a great romance in it with her and her like husband. It's a marriage of convenience, but it also like has like a paranormal element, and it's like they have like sexy time on there. It's not like graphic or anything, but it's definitely steamy. So we really liked it. It had some good build up and some tension. And the season 1 is complete. Like you can watch the whole season, and there's not like a big cliffhanger at the end. Is stuff that you're like, well, what's going to happen with that? Like there's still storylines they can keep writing for and keep going. But I will say for sure, like, it's great. Like it's a complete. You can just watch season 1 and be done. I mean, that's all they have anyways, but it was really fun to watch that. So we binged it over the weekend. I think between Saturday and Sunday we watched all the episodes, and it's really cute. So definitely watch it. And then the other thing I've rewatched House of Dragons. Did you watch Game of Thrones? Did you ever watch that?
I stopped doing Game of Thrones when the Dragon Girl's husband died.
Oh, so 3 episodes in.
Okay. I was like, yeah, this isn't for me. I'm out of here.
No, I don't know if it was. I'm just kidding. I don't know if it was 3 episodes, but no, I get it. And it's probably better that you did that. I mean, that spoiler, but this is like 10 years old or something. But like everybody, like in the show dies.
You're not gonna be like, I was gonna watch this tomorrow. Get out of here.
I know, right? Yeah, exactly. Honestly, it was like The Walking Dead. I think I said something about The Walking Dead on here one time, and I was like, oh, I haven't watched since such and such died. And like somebody emailed us and was like, I can't believe you spoiled that. I was like, I looked it up. I was like, that was 6 years ago. I'm like, what?
I know. I'm like, you're full of it. Yeah, your plan was to stop listening to this podcast, or when you were done, and then you were going to go watch that. Okay.
Yeah, finally. Yeah. I've been saving it for 6 years. I guess so. I don't know. There's shows I haven't seen. I'm like, oh, that would be fun to watch, but I've just never gone and done it. But yeah, like Grey's Anatomy, like if you
going.
I know that's but like if you were to tell me like, oh, something happens in the very beginning, I'm like, what? It's like that show's 20 years old. Shut the fuck up. Anyway, so we watched House of Dragons and we finished season 2, like it's done. But I went back and rewatched it because I realized I never watched the first season of House of Dragons, and it is a prequel to Game of Thrones. So it's like Khaleesi, the dragon girl. It's like her great grand. It's like basically 175 years before Game of Thrones. That's when House of Dragons takes place. So it's like a couple of great grandfathers is what this, or great grandmother is what this about. But I never watched the first season. I remember catching like pieces of the show when I would like walk in the living room and stuff. And my husband would try to like catch me up on what was happening. I was like, yeah, I'm going to bed. And I would just leave. But for some reason, this season 2 started, and I was in the room when he started the first episode. And I was like, okay. And I got sucked into it, having never seen any of the other episodes. So I actually went back and watched season 1 this past weekend. And I was like, oh, like I felt like such an idiot because I was like, this all makes so much more sense now. Yeah. Like knowing what happens. But if you're watching, like if you watched the House of Dragons and you liked it, and I hear you, please message me about it because I love it too. But it reminded me of how much I loved Dragon Shifter books and how like I was obsessed with that genre for a whole time. Like I just went down so many rabbit holes with that. And I still say to this day my favorite dragon series is by Lauren Smith.
I knew you were gonna say it.
Yeah,
they're gonna say Lauren Smith.
Yeah, those are my favorite. The first one's Grigori. The audio is so good. It's so good. The girl in it, she narrates the whole thing, but she does such a great Russian accent and stuff. It's so hot. But oh my god, that whole series is so good.
I listened to a paranormal audio this week, and it was so good because it did the thing you talked about. It's Jenica Snow's.
Oh yeah.
The Lichens, I think they're called. Is that what they're called?
Ooh, yeah.
So she did her series. The covers look really dark, so I've always been kind of hesitant about about it. But then when I
She
started,
can write dark stuff.
they're really good.
Okay.
I mean,
okay.
there's like 7 books. They're all in audio, and it does the thing where when the man speaks, it's the man talking. And when the girl speaks, the girl's talking. And they're
Yes.
instant know your mate, virgins.
Oh shit. Okay, what's the name of the series? I'm gonna need to know.
It's the Lycans.
Okay, because I'm always so like I love her shit. The books that I read from her, I eat them up. But some of hers, I'm
The
always
covers
like,
look like horror
I'm
movies,
scared.
but they're
Yes,
not.
they scare me. She writes they look so dark and scary.
No, they were like fluffy
such a
fun. I'm
lamp.
like, this is so good. I like went through. I binged like 3 of them in a row,
Oh my god, that's
and
amazing.
there's 7. I'm
Okay.
gonna do the whole series, but the audios were
Yeah.
phenomenal. They were
Okay.
fucking phenomenal audios. I was
Okay.
like, because I was going to tell you I did the Speechify, right? And you would ask
Yeah.
me about
Mhm.
KU, and yes, you can do them. And
Oh,
like I
good.
said, it does read through them.
Mhm.
Like it goes through.
Oh,
the
like
book,
it does
word
the
for word.
pages.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it's flipping through.
Oh, that's
So
good to know
it's
then. Okay.
automatically doing it for you.
Okay, awesome.
So, because then I said when I went to go find more books, I was like, I haven't read Jenica in a long time. So I went to go see it. I was like, let me try this because I seen it had audios. I was like, oh, I'm going to go ahead and buy this audio, which is totally way worth it, more than Speechify.
Well, I was looking for an audio today, so
the first one is pretty short too, so it like gives you a taste. I think it was like a prequel, but it's not really a prequel, like in the feeling of it when you're reading it. So you can just go right in. It's the Bad Wolf, Big Bad Wolf, and let me see how long it is. 4 hours.
Oh, nice. Okay. That'd be.
And it was cute, and it gave me like that one taste of it. I was like, okay, I'm going for more. So,
I love it. That's awesome. I love her shit.
It's really good.
She's so fun.
And then in Speechify, I did I did a book because I was running errands and stuff. I wanted to do one that I know. So I was like, I like bully romance sometimes, but I like sweet bully romance. So it's like really hard to find that. And I went back because I hadn't read it in a long time. As KL Doan, she had a series where it was called it's the Timeless series. And the first book was like Once Upon a Time. And the second book is Happily Ever After. And she sells out of KU. And I think each book is like $2 or $3.
Yeah.
$3. But she bundled these 2 books because they go together.
Yeah.
For 99 cents right now.
Oh shit. Okay.
So I bought that and I put it in my Speechify. But the first book is like a girl that's getting bullied. They're in college though. And he's just there to drop off something off and he runs into her. And obviously he falls madly in love with her. Yeah. But it's like his stepsister that's bullying her.
Ooh, okay.
And the stepsister's a fucking bitch.
Yeah.
But she's the second book.
Oh no. Have you read the second book yet?
Yeah, I've read both of them before.
Oh, okay.
I've always remembered. I was like, I always thought it was cool that she redeemed the.
Was she able to do it? Like, was she able to redeem her?
I think she put the girl through a lot of hell.
Okay.
And
all right,
so
good.
when you were done, you were like, you felt really bad. Like she got more licks than.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was even like getting to the point where I was getting mad at her family. I was like, all right, you guys are done.
Yeah.
She did her time. She was a stupid kid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because we still have to remember these people are stupid kids.
Yeah. Yeah. Gosh, that's really, I can't imagine having to redeem such a horrible person in a book. You know, I can't imagine how hard that would be to write that.
I know.
So good for her. So you did that one on the Speechify. Okay, cool. Yep. I'll check those out too. I like that.
Yeah. And I switched the voice over to the British guy, and it's actually way better. It flows better than Gwyneth Paltrow's.
Really?
Like there's not like with Gwen's. Remember I was saying there would be like pitch problems and stuff.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
It's not like that with the British guy so much.
Well, that's nice. I prefer. I really like. Maybe it's because we're American, but I really find when there's a British narrator, when they have that accent, it's just really
it's not
soothing.
Too thick, because sometimes a really thick accent will bother me with my hearing. So it's got to be like kind of light.
Where it's a little bit soothing and stuff. I like that. Yeah. That's awesome. So yeah, and then you said you saw a movie this past week and you saw the new Deadpool.
I saw the new Deadpool, yeah.
How was that?
You know, movies are like 2 hours long now.
Yes, I do. I still go.
Oh god.
Yeah, but
I was just trapped into these movies.
It was good.
It was good. It was super funny and it was heartfelt and I enjoyed it way more than I thought I was going to.
Well, I was gonna say I heard there
Oh,
was
they were. Oh, Rob did not tell
cameos.
me because that oddly, I'm super Marvel. I watch all the movies
Mhm.
except I haven't been into Deadpool. I don't know why. I've just never
Mhm.
really crossed my paths, and he's never in the other Marvels. But that's because he's rated R.
Oh, okay.
He's a
Okay.
rated R. He's a sex fiend
Mhm.
kind of person. Always talking
Yeah.
about sex. He's dirty as fuck, and he breaks the fourth wall. He talks to the camera.
Oh, yeah, I did see that. Okay.
So, but he did not tell me. Like the second Captain America dropped down, I like whipped around. He was like, I was waiting for that. It's a small spoiler, but it's not really. If you've seen who's in the movie by now, because it's all kind of
Mhm.
flushed out. Captain America drops down, and Chris Evans there, and I'm like, oh my god! And they're like in a different world, a different time universe or whatever.
Yeah.
And you know what this motherfucker does?
What?
And then I give Rob a glare. He turns into he's not Captain America, Chris Evans. He's Fantastic Four, Flame.
Oh no.
And it was like they did it to us on purpose. Like we're like, oh, it's Captain America. And they're like, no,
He's like,
fuckers.
no, wrong one.
But it was actually a good way because it got us. I was like, oh, but there was so many cameos.
Oh, that's good.
So many cameos. It was fun. It was a lot of like. There was one that I was like, holy shit, take me back to my teens. I forgot about this one.
Yeah, yeah. That's awesome. My, Kevin took the kids to go, or not the kids, he took Lydia and my niece to go see it when they were here. But he said it was really fun. He said he said it was funny. It was a lot of fun. And then he told me the next day, he was like, it got like one of the highest ranking opening weekends like ever or something. It was like in the top 5 or something
I'm
like
sure
that.
it marked it off being rated R too.
Yeah. But I don't know. Like
it's a hard R.
Yeah. Well, I was just surprised, like, they were talking about how difficult it is to get like good box office numbers and stuff lately. And I was like, I don't think it's a problem with people streaming stuff now. I don't think it's that. I just think you have to have a good movie to get people out of their house. You can't just put a shit movie up like you used to before streaming, before being able to put them in there.
And the theaters are getting better, even about like their food. I think they know it's got to be like a whole ordeal.
Yeah.
Like they had funnel cake at mine. The tots were good. The chicken fingers were even good. It wasn't like that crappy stuff were just like, okay, no, all the food has been really good too.
Yeah. We have we have a drive-in movie theater here that has like concessions and stuff where they sell like hamburgers and things like that. But we have a dine-in movie theater where it's like you go in and you have a table and stuff and a recliner chair and you order like off a menu and they'll like bring you your food and you eat a meal like while you watch it. And like the last one I was there, I had like a chicken Caesar salad and like all this stuff. And I was like, this is amazing. So, I mean, I really like that movie theater, but it is more of like, it was like $100 for us to like get movie tickets and get food and snacks and stuff. But it was an experience and I like doing it. I love going to the movies. But, like I said, like I think now in order to get those big box office numbers, you just have to put out a really good movie.
I mean, one of the great things about the movies was the graphics. The opening scene, I was like, this is killer awesome and it's hilarious and it's gross and I'm just like, oh my god.
Well, and you can't get that kind of like vision experience at home. I mean, it's nice that you can sit in your couch and in your pajamas and watch a new movie.
That's very true. That opening scene, I couldn't imagine not seeing that in the theater. It was really good.
Yeah. And there's some movies well, and like I was really excited about the new M. Night Shyamalan movie called it was like, oh my god, I just went blank like what the name of it was. Oh my god, it's the one that's got like Josh Hartnett. Oh my god, how am I going crazy? I'm gonna have to look it up now.
Well, I told Rob, I was like, because Rob was talking about how busy it was. I was like, well, everybody's coming to watch it because we all know that Taylor's gonna be in the next one.
Oh, in the next Marvel movie?
Well, they haven't come out and said it yet. There's what is her name? Glamour. I don't know. She's a singer. She's not very popular in the comics, but there is a singer that's a Marvel hero, and she was seen out to eat. Well, she's best friends with Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, okay.
She's like their grandkids, or their kids are her godkids. But she was seen out to eat with the director and stuff. So everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, she's going to be her."
Oh, okay.
And the next Deadpool.
Okay.
Is what everybody thinks.
So we went to go see it's called Trap, and it's the new like M. Night Shyamalan movie. It's got Josh Hartnett in it. And I really, really enjoyed it, but I can see how some people might not like it. And I'll say this, if you're like a fan of M. Night Shyamalan and you like his movies where there's like a big twist at the end and you're like, oh my God, like The Sixth Sense, or whatever, like Signs, there was not that in this movie. And
Really?
I think I wish I would have known that going in because I kept waiting for it.
You could,
And
yeah, I would be too.
and I kept thinking, like, where's the big twist? Where's the big twist? And it kind of just played out how I expected it to. So I didn't think there was like a big twist at all. And so when we left the theater, I was there with a friend of mine and like a bunch of kids, and we were all leaving. And I was like, so did you guys think that was the big twist at the end? They were like, no. And I was like, okay, I just want to make sure it wasn't just me.
Because
I was
usually
like,
he gets me. I'm like, what's going to happen?
I know. And like the whole movie, I kept looking for a deeper meaning in something or a bigger twist that was around the corner. And it wasn't that I was disappointed in the end. I was just like, oh, I guess that was it. So I wish I would have known that going in. So if you haven't seen it, I'll say there's no big twist, but you should watch the movie because it's really good. So have you seen the previews for it at all?
I haven't, no.
Okay, so it's about this guy who takes his daughter, I think she's like 12 or 13 or something. He takes her to a concert. It's like Ariana Grande or something. It's not her, but it's somebody like that.
Oh, I have.
Yeah, okay. Do you know what I'm
That
talking
looks
about?
good. Where he's like some kind of secret agent or something.
No, so he goes to the concession stand and he sees people putting up security cameras and there's like a ton of police outside and he asks the guy, he's like,
catch it. Like he's like,
smart. He's like, hey, so what's all this about? And the concession guy said, he's like, look, I'm not supposed to tell you, but they're here to catch that serial killer, the butcher, the guy that cuts people up. He's like, this whole thing, this whole show is a big plan to catch him. He's like, oh, okay. And so the whole time
I don't know. I have not seen the movie. I've only seen the trailer, so I'm not spoiling shit. I'm just making. Is he the butcher? I don't know.
I think you like as it goes through, maybe that's what you're supposed to like question and stuff. Like as it goes through, like is he just like panicking? Like why is he panicking? So like there's like some question about he wants to get out of this stadium, and it's like how is he going to do it? So that's really kind of how the movie goes. Is like, is he going to get out of this building? How it's going to happen? And you're rooting for this guy like the whole time too. You're like, oh my gosh, how's he going to get out of here? And you're like, wait, am I rooting for like a serial killer? Like, it's crazy. But I mean, it was really good. I really enjoyed it. But it plays out and it tells the story the right way. And in the end, it's a good conclusion. It all goes the way I enjoyed the whole thing. I just wish I wouldn't have been looking for something else that was not there. Okay. So instead, I wish I could have just appreciated it for what it was. I'm curious, like what it is on like Rotten Tomatoes and stuff, like what, like audience and stuff.
He's been gone for so long, and I actually really like him.
I know. I love all of his movies.
I had like a huge crush on him when I was younger.
Did you really? That's so cute. Wait, are you talking about Josh Hartnett?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I thought you were talking about M. Night Shyamalan for a minute. I was like, really? Because he was an old man when you were a child.
Oh, and just so if anybody's screaming at the podcast, it's The Dazzler is who people think.
The Dazzler. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I know I was curious. All right, hold on. I want to see what this is. Okay, so on Rotten Tomatoes, it's got an audience score of 65%, which I think is good. So, I mean, like I said, I really enjoyed it. But I'm curious now. I wonder what Deadpool is. Like what that audience score, because people love that one so much. Hold on.
Let me know.
I'm going to pull it up. Let's see. Deadpool and Wolverine. 95% audience score. But everybody
really
everybody I've heard that's seen it has talked about how awesome it is. So that's good. But so yeah. So anyways, that's all. I think that's everything on what we did this week. Big news also is Mel's birthday's on Sunday. Boom. So yeah, if you're listening to this, it's already over. So it's too late to wish her happy birthday. But it's still there. And
it's my last year in the 30s.
I know. This is your last time to do your dirty 30. But I actually did not think 40 was that hard. I didn't want people to make a big deal about it. It was really weird. I don't like for people to put like to feel obligated, you know? I don't want people to feel obligated to celebrate me. And I felt like 40, there was a lot of pressure for that, you know?
I
And
never do.
Yeah.
It's not even on my Facebook. I take my birthday off so people can't send me all these messages. They're like, happy birthday from like 50 million people.
Yeah, because you feel like you have to respond on there.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I know. I agree. It's too much, like, especially because it's like it feels forced, like it's an obligation, like you have to do it, you know? And
Yeah.
I'm like, I'd rather you just not. So I didn't mind turning 40 at all. I just didn't want people to make a big deal about it, you know?
Yeah.
I was just like, it's okay. I mean, but normally I don't mind celebrating my birthday. And I'm like, oh, let's do something fun. It's a good excuse, you know, like we were talking about before. It's a good excuse to do it. But either way.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's talk about J Nell and all her wonderful things. J Nell, a self-proclaimed accidental author, has found her voice in crafting later in life interracial romances where professional men and bold Black women shine. Born and raised in lovely Rochester, New York, her storytelling is infused with the dynamic energy of her roots. Faith and family are at the core of J Nell's life, guiding her through the demands of her 2 full-time jobs. In her downtime, she indulges in her passions, devouring books and interracial romances, cooking up creative dishes, exploring the world, and immersing herself in music and singing. J Nell's accidental journey into the world of literature reflects the richness of her multifaceted identity. A devoted advocate of late in life interracial romance, a culinary enthusiast, a globetrotter, a music lover, and an unapologetic football fan. She invites readers into a world where love transcends boundaries and life in this vibrant tapestry of experiences. God, that's a great bio.
That is really good.
Jeez, that is so good. Oh my God, she knocked it out of the park with that one. So the book you're about to listen to today is called Crew, and I'll read you the book bio for that. In the pulsating heart of Las Vegas, amidst the neon lights and ceaseless energy, Crew, the youngest brother graduating from the Coast Guard, finds himself in a whirlwind weekend with his closest friends. But fate has more in store when he crosses paths with Symphony and her friends. Sparks ignite instantly between Crew and Symphony, drawing them into a passionate connection that defies all odds. As their chemistry intensifies, it leads to a weekend of unforgettable moments and unspoken promises. Yet as the hours slip away, Crew realizes that Symphony is on the verge of leaving, a decision he cannot bear to accept. In a city where anything is possible, Crew must summon the courage to convince Symphony to stay, risking his heart in a gamble of love amidst the glitz and glamour of Sin City. Will their weekend romance evolve into something more profound? Or will the lights of Vegas dim their chance at a lasting connection? Crew is a sizzling tale of unexpected encounters, undeniable attraction, and the power of seizing the moment. God, she writes great blurbs too. God damn, J Nell coming through with it. Oh my gosh, I'm never going to write a blurb as good as that. Crew is the beginning of a thrilling trilogy. The first book sets the stage, but there are 2 more exciting installments coming your way to complete the series. All sets drop in 2025, so stay tuned. There are plenty more to come. J Nell has her Sin City book set to release on October 5th, and it's up for pre-order now. And we'll put the links to this down in the show notes. And by chance, if you were going to be in Edinburgh, Scotland for the Rare event, I think it's in October this year. She's going to be in attendance. This is the 10th anniversary of the Rare conferences, which is really cool. Yeah, I know. I like raised my eyebrows at that too. I was like, holy shit, 10 years. So it says also keep an eye out for the next installment. I think it's Jabiri is how you pronounce it. The Gideon Brothers Book 10 Part 2 coming soon. Lots of exciting stuff on the horizon, more books, and lots of traveling. You can find author J Nell on TikTok under author J Nell, and the same on Instagram as well. She's also on X, formerly Twitter, as author_Nell, and she has a Facebook group called J Nell's Naughty Neighbors. And if you're on Patreon, you can check her out there as well under patreon.com/J Nell to check out everything she has on there. So again, all this will be down in the show notes, and we'll post it all to social media and in our Facebook group, Read Me Romance Headquarters. So make sure you check it out there.
All right.
I think that's
it. Let's send them in.
Let's do it.
We'll see you guys on the other side.
Bye.
Crew, Book 1, Coast Guard Series.
Written by J Nell. Read for you by Allie Piper. Chapter 1. Crew. I'm trying to figure out how I let my friends talk me into coming to Vegas to celebrate my Coast Guard boot camp graduation. Once I get back on Monday, I will be shipped out to my assignment and enter an additional training program that will last 14 weeks. It was supposed to be my brother here with me, but instead it's just my friends. Oakley and I were Irish twins, and we behaved more like mirror twins. We did everything together. Finished each other's sentences, and had the same mannerisms, likes, and dislikes. Early on, we decided to enlist in the Coast Guard. We both loved all things water and had been swimming since we were babies. Our mother called us baby mermen. She would have to fight us to get us out of the water, so it seemed like a natural path. Not only would we be in the water, but we'd also be guarding the country's coastlines against crime and saving people, animals, and other things from destruction and death in the water. Oakley went on a senior class trip to Washington, D.C., but when he got back, he got sick. At first, it seemed like the flu, but when he didn't get any better and only got worse, our parents took him to the hospital. Within 24 hours, Oakley was dead. It turns out that it wasn't the flu. It was meningococcal meningitis that he must have been exposed to on a senior trip. After that, nothing was the same. I didn't want to go to the Coast Guard, and I didn't even want to finish school. I did graduate, however, but that was all I did. I was barely able to function without my brother and best friend. I didn't go to college, and I went through a series of basic jobs, getting fired from each one. Eventually, one day, my father comes into my bedroom. I was expecting him to read me the riot act, but instead he said something that lit a fire under my ass and made me get myself together. I'm not going to lecture you. I just have a question to ask you. You knew Oakley better than anyone else, so my question is this. If Oakley was still here, would he be proud of what you have done with the life he no longer can live, but you can? Is this how you were honoring your brother's memory and dreams? If you can say yes to that, then continue doing what you're doing. But if you cannot, then I suggest you think of what you need to change. My dad says and gets up and walks out of my room. Just those few words from him, and I couldn't get them out of my head. I thought about it all night. His words even seemed to seep inside my dreams, and when I woke up the next morning, I knew it was time for a change. I had to get back in shape since I let myself go in more ways than one. I joined a gym, found a job, and began getting back on track. A few months before turning 27 years old, I finally enlisted in the Coast Guard. One of the oldest new recruits, I had a lot to prove, trying to keep up with 17 and 18-year-olds. But I did it, graduating top of my class. That led to me being here in Vegas, celebrating with my friends, but without my brother. Come on, crew. Liven up, you look like you're about to get a root canal. We're in one of the hottest clubs in Vegas, and you look like you want to be anywhere but here. You just graduated from one of the hardest boot camps ever. And you know you're old, so that is an amazing accomplishment, Matt says. He was friends with me and Oakley. Sorry, and I'm not that old. I'm younger than you, I retort. Then act like it. There's some beautiful women here, and the music is amazing. Let's enjoy our weekend, Adam says. You're right. Let's hit the dance floor, I tell them, and we move to the dance floor. Symphony. We about to turn up tonight, I tell my girls, Destiny and Morgan. On Monday, we go back to our boring lives, but this weekend, we are about to be lit. After all, it's my birthday, I tell them. Girl, you're tipsy already, and all you had was a French 75, Morgan said. Don't do our girl like that, Morg. You know that girl don't drink like our borderline alcoholic asses, Destiny says, laughing. Man, fuck both of y'all. Oh, shit. That's the shit right there, I say and bop my way inside the club that's playing This Is How We Do It by Montel Jordan. We pay the cover and head directly to the dance floor. We are having a great time in the club. I grab bottled water and dance, putting all my responsibilities on the back burner. The club is packed, but it's a nice vibe. An older crowd, and they are vibing for sure. They're mixing all kinds of genres and decades, and it really is a vibe. Getting Jiggy With It comes on, and we have to dance for the Fresh Prince. Just as I jump to my left to wiggle my ass like the dance in the video, I bump into another dancer on the floor. I turn to say sorry, and he immediately grabs my hand and we fall into a smooth two-step like we do this every day. When I look up into his eyes, my breath catches. He's gorgeous, with close-cropped hair on the sides and back and longer at the top. His eyes seem to look right into my soul. He's tall, at least 6'4" or 5 inches tall, and has a solid muscled build. Not bulky, though, more lean muscles. It's a nice package, and to add to it, he can dance. Once the song is over, I try to walk away, but he doesn't release me. Instead, he says, "Don't leave me." Chapter 2. Crew. I noticed her as soon as she and her friends walked into the club, but lost sight of her in the crowd. So imagine my surprise when we literally bumped into each other on the dance floor. I took the opportunity the universe gave me and danced with her. I didn't really give her a chance to say no, and luckily for me, she went with it. But once the song was over, she tried to leave me. The panic that rose up in me had me grabbing her hand and asking her to not leave me. "Why don't you and your friends join me and my friends at our table?" I ask her, and after a moment, she agrees. "My name is Crew. This is Matt, Adam, and Cole." I introduce her once we get back to our table. "I'm Symphony, and this is Morgan and Destiny," Symphony says, and we all exchange greetings. I make sure Symphony is right next to me in the VIP booth they reserved for me tonight. "Are you ladies celebrating anything special tonight, or are you just out having a good time?" Adam asks. "We're celebrating my girl's birthday," Morgan says just as the server brings our bottle service to the table. "Just in time for a toast, then," Cole says as he raises his glass of champagne. We mimic him, raising our glasses. "Happy birthday, Symphony. Wishing you an amazing birthday weekend and many more birthdays to come." "Happy birthday," we all yell. "What about y'all? Are you guys celebrating something, or are y'all just out looking for some trouble?" "I mean, if you're the trouble," Adam says, looking at Destiny, making her blush and turn away. "We're celebrating Crew's Coast Guard boot camp graduation," Cole says. "You're in the Coast Guard?" Symphony asks me in a soft voice, and I want to hear that voice whispering in my ear while I am making her come. I am definitely making her come all weekend long if she'll let me. Yes, I'll be heading to my new assignment soon. And then I may or may not be moved again once I graduate from the specialized training program I'm starting. Congratulations. That's quite an accomplishment. Thank you. Symphony. I begin when Ride With Me by Nelly comes on, and she jumps up dancing and heads back to the dance floor. I follow her like she has me tethered with an invisible string. Next thing I know, we're back on the dance floor having a good time, while the DJ is keeping the dance floor full with his mix of old school and current releases. I pull her flush to my body and splay my hand on her lower tummy, and she gives as good as she gets. She wraps one hand up on the back of my head and the other on my upper thigh as she grinds her ass on me. I know she feels my cock against her ass, and I'm doing nothing to hide it. Hell, I want her to feel it. Symphony. The Coast Guard. That explains the muscles on him. You have to be in great shape to be a Coast Guard. I wonder what made him decide to go into the Coast Guard, and not one of the other bigger military options like the Navy. But that is not my business. Just because the man has drawn me in like a moth to a flame doesn't mean I have a right to his business. Not only is he tall and fine, he can dance. And he's doing something with his life, although he does look older than the average recruit. Once again, that ain't my business. But the way this man is grinding all up on my ass and feeling on my body makes me remember how long it's been since I've had a partner that doesn't require charging or batteries. My God, did his thumb just rub the underside of my breast? When did he get under my shirt? Granted, it is a half shirt, but, sir, the underside of my breast is not my stomach, so I know that was on purpose. But two can play that game, I think, as I quickly run my hand across his dick. And what a dick it is. Let me get my ass out of here before I do something I'll regret. Or not regret. Either way, I don't want to find out. Crew, it's been real, but I gotta get to the hotel and get some sleep. Between the time change and all this dancing, I'm almost asleep standing up. Come to my hotel, Symphony, and spend the weekend with me. Crew asks me. I don't know you, Crew. Why would I do that? Because you need to come on this cock as much as I want you to. I'll take good care of you, Symphony, and your friends will know where you are and who you're with. Won't help if you kill me. Baby, the only thing I plan on killing this weekend is your pussy. Come with me. I tell you what, talk to your girls and I'll be waiting for you right here. If you want to come with me, and let me at least treat you to lunch or dinner tomorrow. Oh, here's my info to share with your friends or use to meet up tomorrow. He tells me. I walk away from him, not sure what I'm going to tell him, and that bothers me more than him asking me to spend the weekend with him. Girl, why do you look like that? What did he say to you? Y'all were practically dry humping on the dance floor. Destiny says when I reach them. I don't think it was that dry. Morgan says, laughing. Come on, let's sneak out the other entrance. I tell them as I try to pull them to the other side of the club. Wait, why? What did he say to you? Do I need to go over there and beat his ass? I shake my head at Destiny's antics, but I know she means it. No, girl, I'm not bailing your ass out of a Vegas jail. He asked me to spend the weekend with him. He's waiting for me over there, so we're going out over here. Why? What do you mean, why? Was it little? I saw you grinding all up on him, so I know you had to feel what he's working with. And to be honest, sis, it looks like it'll make noise if he pulled it out and slapped it on a table. No, but for real, he looks like not only would it make noise, but the sound would echo. Morgan chimes in, high-fiving Destiny. Oh, it definitely would. I say before I can think better of it. Bitch, what? They say in unison. I'm just saying I may have felt it while we were dancing, I tell them as my eyes search for Crew without my consent. And you're not going back to the hotel with that? What if he's a serial killer? A serial killer that has spent all night with you leaving his DNA, and whom we've all seen? He gave me a picture of his military ID and driver's license, too. But that won't help if he's killed me. Symphony, you carry a gun, pepper spray, a taser, and you teach a self-defense class back home. I think you'll be okay. Morgan tells me like I forgot all that. Okay, well, I still don't need to be going off with no strange man, I try to say. Symphony, you have to be the most responsible person I know. And you've let other people's opinions guide your actions all of your life, especially your mama's. Just because she got pregnant early, she has pushed all of that bullshit off on you, making you into an old maid at 25 years old. Go get your back blown out. Have some damn fun for a change. Besides, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, Morgan says with Destiny backing her up. 'Cause, baby, I'm about to go over there and spend a very good night with Cole, Morgan says as she waves to him across the dance floor. As soon as he is in range, she says, Hey, Daddy, grabs his hand and begins walking away. We'll see you at lunch tomorrow. Right as she was saying that, Cole squeezes her ass, making her amend her statement. I mean dinner. And out the door she goes. Are you going home with Matt or Adam? I asked Destiny. Girl, I'm going back to the hotel to get some sleep. But seeing as you are going with Crew, I am going to ask them to walk me to my hotel. I don't want to walk alone. See, I can just go with you, I try. Stop it, Sam. You're just looking for excuses. If you really just don't want to go, that's fine. Let's go back to the hotel. But if you really want to go with him and you're in your head too much, I say take a chance. Don't use me as an excuse. Fine, I say, pouting. But if I die, I will haunt you for the rest of your life, and I'm going to haunt your kids too. We are still laughing by the time we reach Crew, Matt, and Adam. I place my hand in Crew's outstretched one, and we all leave the club just as the sun is playing peekaboo with the horizon. Chapter 3. Crew. Come to find out, we are all staying in the same hotel, and that relieved her nerves. I upgraded my room when she was talking to her friends, trying to decide if she was going to come back with me. I used a decent amount of my savings to book the penthouse suite at the Bellagio. But first, I was confident she would come, and secondly, she's worth it. We ride together up to our respective rooms, and soon we are the only ones left on the elevator. She stands in the corner of the elevator as far away from me as possible, and I put a stop to that immediately. I go over to her, pushing her even further in the corner, plastering my front to her front. You don't have to run from me, Symphony. If you want me, I will spend the next 48 to 72 hours pleasing you in every way. But if you don't want me in that way, I will spend those same hours getting to know you, feeding you, and just enjoying your presence. I will never force you to do anything you don't want to do, not physically or trying to coerce or guilt you into fucking me. When I settle in between those sexy-ass thighs, it will be because you want me there. Full stop. Understand? I say to her as I nibble on her neck. Yes, she moans. If at any time you feel uncomfortable or just want to stop, all you have to do is say so, and I will. And I will not get angry. I'm a guest in this delectable body until you tell me I'm no longer welcome, okay? God, yes. She just managed to get out as I began playing and plucking her nipple. Good. Oh, by the way, I am clean, but I have plenty of condoms. And no, I did not come here to get laid, but I am always prepared. My motto is I'd rather have them and not need them than need them and not have them. I head off her indignation before it can get started, and then as if on cue, the elevator doors swing open to our penthouse suite. Symphony. My goodness, this room is amazing and huge, and the view is stunning. I can see the entire strip from up here. I walk over to the floor-to-ceiling windows. I watch the cars and the people looking like giant ants still out having a good time. A few minutes later, and I hear some mellow music coming from the hidden speakers in the suite. We can just relax and talk. It's up to you. Just let me know what you want to do. I'm going to the second bedroom to take a shower. There's another bedroom on the other side of the suite. If you want to, come over to the bedroom, and if not, then we will still spend the weekend together as platonic friends. Deal? He asks me as he stands so close behind me, I can feel the heat coming off his body. Deal, I reply. I love the fact that he is not assuming anything, and he is still giving me options. He leans down and kisses my neck, and I know he ain't playing fair at all. I'm going to take my shower. He strolls away, but not before he slaps my ass. I make my way into the main bedroom, and the bathroom is bigger than some people's apartments. When we realized we were all in the same hotel, I swung by the hotel room I was sharing with Morgan and Destiny and grabbed my luggage, although I probably won't need any clothes this weekend. I admit I was a little nervous when I was finally alone in the room with them, but giving me the option to back out made me feel comfortable. Stepping into the bathroom, I strip out of my clothes, turn the shower on, and walk inside. I am glad I took the time to get a pedicure and full body wax before I came on this trip. I slather myself in my body butter, brush my teeth, and walk naked as a jaybird to the other bedroom. Crew. I take my shower seemingly holding my breath the entire time. I wondered if she would come to me or just go to bed. It was important to me that she knows she still has a choice, and that anything that happened this weekend or didn't happen was entirely up to her. I would be lying if I said I didn't want her to come to me, that my cock is not dying to be inside of her. But I would never coerce a woman into fucking me. I want a willing and fully participating partner. I wash the club smells and sweat off my body and hair, brush my teeth, and go to the bedroom to wait. I climb in bed naked, not bothering with pajamas since I never use them, and turn the TV onto the streaming app. I doubt I will make it through the first episode, but I need some type of noise to sleep. Just as the show gets to a good point, the bedroom door quietly swings open to a completely naked Symphony, and I forget all about everything but her. She is magnificent, and that isn't even an adequate enough word for the splendor that is standing before me. She is lush everywhere, and I can't wait to explore all of her. Throwing the cover off, I get off the bed to meet her. When I stand naked in front of her, I watch her take me in, noticing her eyes widen slightly when she gets to my cock. She meets me halfway, and I pull her flesh against my body. It would be a shame if you don't know what to do with all that dick swinging between your legs, she tells me. It would be a shame. For a while, I thought you were going to stay in your room. Would you have been disappointed? Yes, I would have been. But I would have still enjoyed spending the weekend with you. If I wanted to spend the weekend hanging out, I could have stayed with my girls. I came here with you to find out if you can fuck as well as you can dance. Better. Well, put your money where your mouth is. I have better places to put my mouth. I tell her right before I kiss her, like I wanted to do since I first laid eyes on her. I coax her lips to open to my tongue, and I plunder her mouth into a soul-stirring kiss. One hand goes to the back of her head and the other grabs a handful of her ass. She whimpers and grabs the back of my head. She bites and sucks on my lips, and I'm the one moaning. Reaching down, I pick her up as she wraps her legs around my waist, and I walk us to the bed, never once ending our kiss. I lay her on the bed, finally ending the kiss, but nibbling on her neck, biting her lightly and making her moan and squirm. Making my way down to her breasts, I nibble the sides, lick and suck on her flesh, making sure to avoid her nipples driving her crazy. By this time, she has a handful of my hair in each hand, trying to guide me to where she wants me. But I will not be manhandled by her. The more you try to tell me what to do, the more I will make you suffer. I run things in the bedroom, baby. The sooner you learn that, the better you'll enjoy yourself. Lay back and let me take care of you. Just feel. You don't run shit. Oh my God. She breaks off as I suck a nipple deep in my mouth, cutting off whatever bullshit she was about to say. My mother used to say I can show you better than I can tell you. And I'm not about to argue with Symphony. I'd rather show her why I run things. I lightly bite her nipple between my teeth while I lathe it with my tongue, repeating the action on the other nipple. Please, she begs. Now we're getting somewhere. I want her submission and her pleasure. I finally release my 2 new favorite treats and continue my journey down the beautiful landscape of her body until I get to the star of the show. Her pussy has my mouth watering. It's plump and wet, and I am dying to take a taste. I bet it's sweet and addicting. I want to take the edge off for her so I can enjoy my treat for as long as I want. I open her pussy lips, lean in and immediately suck on her clit hard, snatching an orgasm from her before she knows what is happening. The scream she releases has me hoping no one will think she's being killed in here. She's not a squirter, but she is a gusher. Her cum is dripping from my beard, and she is just as sweet as I thought she would be. She tastes like raw honey. Damn, she finally says once she can breathe again, but I'm too busy enjoying my treat. I play her pussy like I'm a master musician, and it is a fine-tuned instrument. I suck and nibble on her lips, lick her from her asshole to her clit, I spread her ass cheeks open and began licking and teasing her ass. I eat her ass, causing her to slam her thighs closed on my head. I pry her legs open. Play nice, baby. What are you doing? Eating. Now lay back and enjoy while I finish my snack.
But
Hush, I tell her. But before I go back to what I was doing before, I reach on the nightstand to grab a condom. I make quick work of opening the foil square and rolling the latex down my length. I swirl around her ass one more time before I go back to her dripping cunt. I work my tongue inside her channel and fuck her with my tongue like I'm going to do with my cock until she's on the verge of another orgasm. Her legs begin trembling and I move to her clit, biting it, holding it between my teeth, and flick it with my tongue. And she explodes again. Her back bows off the bed, her heels digging into my back as she rips the sheet off the mattress. I flash my eyes up her body to watch how beautiful she looks as she comes. She's breathtaking. Just when her orgasm begins to fade, I slide 2 fingers inside of her and hook them to caress her G-spot, prolonging her orgasm. Her head is thrashing from side to side and she's babbling while tears are running from the corner of her eyes. I am gently suckling on her clit as my fingers continue to move inside her depths.
please, please, it's too much. I can't take it.
She begs so prettily. I leave her G-spot alone and let her come down from her orgasm, just long enough to catch her breath, when I hook my fingers and rub her spot again as I suck her clit in my mouth hard. She is so tired, she just lays there, letting the orgasm roll over her body. While she is in the throes of her orgasm, I quickly move from between her legs, pull her to the edge of the bed, and push inside her until I'm seated fully inside her creamy channel and hold still, letting her get used to my size invading her.
You are so fucking big. I feel like I'm splitting in 2.
Look at me, babe. Look at me and breathe with me. Just breathe. I got you. I'd never hurt you. Breathe with me and let me in. Open this sweet body and let me in. She finally meets my eyes, and I reach up to wipe the tears running down the sides of her face. Soon she begins breathing with me. I slide my hand underneath her to grasp the back of her head and neck. When she breathes in, I pull out. When she breathes out, I push in. We keep this up until her walls loosen from strangling my cock. I put one leg in the crook of my arm and the other over my shoulder, opening her wide. You feel fucking amazing, beautiful. Look at how you're handling this dick. You have every inch. Your cum is dripping all over my balls. I'm going to fuck you all weekend long. You'll always feel my dick inside of you. Come on, my naughty little angel. Fuck me back. Slide that wet cunt on my dick.
You're the devil. Your dick is a demon.
It's your demon. This devil is making your pussy cry. I may have called you an angel, but we both know you know how to throw that pussy. I don't want the good girl, I want the bad girl. Let your inner slut come out to play. I don't judge, baby. I'm a filthy motherfucker and I am not ashamed. Come, bad girl. Where's that nasty side at? I know there's a nasty, freaky little bitch dying to come out.
Oh my God, stop talking.
Oh, I feel her waking up. Every time I say something nasty, this cunt sucks on my cock. Is that your secret kink, baby? Nasty, freaky, dirty talk? I ask her, but she doesn't respond. She has her eyes screwed shut and she's biting her lip. You don't have to answer. Your pussy is answering for you.
I hate you.
Do you? Is that why you're dripping everywhere? Why's your pussy rippling all over my dick? I like the way you hate. Still not throwing this pussy though, so let me help you out. I pull out of her, throw both legs on my shoulder and lick and suck on her pussy just for a few seconds before I tell her, get on your knees, now. When she takes too long to move, I flip her on her stomach to her surprised yelp. On your knees, Angel. She struggles to obey, but I help her get into position. Stretch out, baby, and arch your back. When she is just the way I want her, I tell her, look at you, ass in the air, waiting to get fucked like a good little slut. Your cream is literally running down the insides of your thighs. Have you ever let anyone see this side of you? She stubbornly refuses to answer. Answer me, or I will leave you like this and jerk off until I come all over your ass. You wouldn't. Oh, I would. I tell her and begin stroking myself. Stop, damn. Fine, no, I have never shown this side to anyone. Ah, my musical angel. I am honored to be the only person to see this side of you. I place my foot on the mattress, line my cock up, and slide back inside her slick tunnel. Fuck yeah. I slap her ass right before I begin moving inside of her. Talk to me, Angel. Tell me what you want. Come on, baby, and use your words. Harder. That's it, baby. Tell me what you need. Don't be ashamed with me. You can have whatever you like. I need more, she says, getting a little bolder. More what, baby? More dick? I ask as I slam inside her harder. Or more stimulation? I ask as I reach underneath her to rub her clit. Or is it something else you want and have been afraid to ask for? I ask as I stop rubbing her clit and begin running my thumb through her wetness and rubbing it on her rosebud, letting her know what I meant. As soon as I rub and press on her opening, she drops down even further, like she was offering her ass to me. Ask for it, I demand as I gather more of her cream, lubricating her back entrance. I can't, she says. Please, she begs. You can drop the shy good girl act with me. Open that mouth and ask me to fuck your ass with my fingers, my tongue, my dick. Fuck my ass with your fingers, please. I growl. My pleasure. I tell her as I slip the finger I had been teasing her ass with inside to the first knuckle. God, yes. I'm the devil, remember? Your devil. I need more. Push it in further. And so I do. Before I know it, I have 2 fingers in her ass, fucking her as I fuck her cunt. I'm going to come. Come with me, Crew. Come with me, baby, please. I slap her ass with my free hand before I reach underneath her to pinch her clit. Oh, fuck. She screams as her strongest orgasm yet barrels down on her, and I come with her, yelling out my pleasure, letting her know she is not alone in this pleasure storm brewing between us. I collapse on her back, just barely able to hold myself up on my arms. I rest my forehead on the center of her back between her shoulder blades and struggle to catch my breath. I have never experienced pleasure like this with any woman I have ever been with. My legs feel like rubber, but I summon the strength to pull out and stumble into the bathroom to wet a couple washcloths and come back and clean her up. I wipe her pussy as best I can. She's so sensitive. Every time I wipe her, she jumps with many tremors. And then I use the other washcloth to wipe her face free of sweat and tears. I wash myself off in the sink after I dispose of the condom. I force myself to walk into the kitchen and grab 2 bottles of water. I noticed they gave us a complimentary charcuterie board, so I grabbed that too. Here, Angel, drink some water. I hand her the bottle of water and set the uncovered plate of food on the bed. I climb in bed with her, open the water, and drink half of it in one gulp. We snack on the food, and between the 2 of us, polished it off and fall asleep almost immediately. Chapter 4. Symphony. I wake up, deliciously sore and sated. That man fucked me within an inch of my life. But what also stood out to me was the fact that he took care of me afterwards. That meant a lot. Not only the cleaning, but Also him making sure I ate and drank something too. When I woke up, I was wrapped up in his arms and wondering who this man is. He brought out a side of me last night I have never talked about, let alone shown anyone, not even my girls. I was always taught a woman is supposed to behave a certain way, and the things I secretly liked was what bad women wanted. Women with no morals, and no man wants a woman who behaves like a slut. But not only did this man bring that out in me, he wanted me to behave this way. He made me feel safe enough to behave this way. After all, this is Vegas, and I will never see him again once I fly back home on Monday. So for the next few hours that we spend here together, I'm going to be with him how I've always wanted to be. I probably will never get the chance to be this free again. Then again, he may have ruined me. How can I put this genie back in the bottle? God help me, I think this man ruined me in just one session. Now what am I going to do? I guess I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. Crew. She is nothing short of amazing. And I'm beyond grateful I met her and that she trusted me with her body. We fucked, made love, screwed all over the penthouse suite. Not only does she like nasty, filthy, dirty talk, she has a bit of voyeurism in her as well. I learned that when she pushed me against the floor-to-ceiling window naked in the middle of the day, squatted down, and sucked my dick like her life depended on it. Until I came all over her face, something she begged me to do. I proceeded to push her cum-covered face against that same window and fuck her from behind in all her naked glory. I am truly surprised we didn't get arrested. She also likes to push my buttons so I can be out of control. I learned to keep condoms everywhere once I almost forgot. She had pushed my buttons to the point where instead of handing her the bottle of water I had retrieved for her out of the kitchen, I pulled her chair back from the dining table, snatched her out of it, swiped all the food off the table before pushing her face down on it and pushing her robe up and fucking her hard against the table. She loved every second of it, slapping the table, screaming, calling me a dirty motherfucker, begging me to fuck her harder. I unleashed a beautiful beast. Still, that is not the only thing we did. We talked about almost everything. How my brother died. And I spiraled downhill for years before I got it together and enrolled in the Coast Guard. Why she has hidden a part of herself from everyone, including her best friends. Her work-from-home job and hidden desire to own her own business. We met up with our friends a couple of times for food and fun too, and to let them know Symphony was indeed fine. Without a doubt, this is the best 54 hours I have ever had in my entire life. And I am loath to let her go. But we both have our lives to get back to. It's Monday morning and time for her to head to the airport. I help her with her luggage and head downstairs with her to meet her friends in the lobby. Adam, Matt, and Cole are down there with Destiny and Morgan waiting on us. We head outside once the shuttle pulls up, and we help them with their luggage and say our goodbyes. I pull her to me and kiss her for the last time. We agreed to not exchange phone numbers and to leave this weekend in Vegas. I knew her last name and where she lived, and she knew my last name and where I was being stationed, but no more. She climbs on the shuttle and never looked back as it rolled away from the hotel. I felt like I was losing my brother again, losing someone I loved. But that's crazy. People don't fall in love in 50 hours, do they? I continue standing there looking even though the shuttle is beyond seeing. You love her, Cole says. What? I turn finally, looking away from the direction the shuttle went. You love her. Matt and Adam repeats what Cole just said. That's crazy. I liked her. We had a great time, that's all. Lie to someone else. We've known you your whole life. You looked ready to run that shuttle down. Hell, it took Superman-level strength for you to let her get on the shuttle. I wish I would have taken a picture of your face. You have no idea what you're talking about. Okay, well, I'll just ask you this. Are you really okay with letting her get on a plane and never seeing her again? Letting her go back to her life to meet and marry someone else? I mean, if you're okay with that, then we'll shut up, Matt says, and his words turn my stomach and makes my fight or flight reaction raise up in me. Or you can get in the Uber pulling up and go get your woman. I'm just saying. I turn to look at Cole and then to the Uber that stops in front of us. I don't second guess myself as I open the door to the car and get in. We changed the flight to later tonight. We'll wait here until you get back, Adam says as my friends walk back inside the hotel. I give the driver the address and we take off after the woman who has stolen my heart in less than 3 days. I hop out of the car before the car can come to a complete stop and rush inside. I'm pretty sure she has already gone through security, so I go to the first empty airline counter. I need a ticket, I say to the customer service representative. To where? She asks. Anywhere. Excuse me? She says, looking up at me and giving me her undivided attention. I run down the situation and tell her I just need to get through security to find her. She notices my military ID and gives me a visitor pass so that I can get through security and not pay for an airline ticket. I thank her profusely before I rush off to security. I go through TSA pre-check, thank God for being in the military, and take off to her gate. This morning, she was trying to check in on her phone and it wouldn't allow her to do it, so she had to call. I was able to overhear her gate and flight information. I literally run in hopes of catching her before she boards her flight. If I miss her, will I track her down in her hometown? Maybe. I'm hoping I won't have to do that. I swear her gate is as far away from security as possible. There they are. Symphony! I yell to stop her from boarding the plane. Everyone at the gate stops and turns to see who is yelling like a maniac. Crew? She says as she steps out of line to see why I'm there screaming her name. What are you doing here? I came to ask you to come home with me. I'm pretty sure I am completely in love with you and I don't want to lose you. Come home with me, Angel, please. Crew, you love me? We just met. Tell me you don't feel something for me too and I will leave and not bother you again. Tell me, Angel, that this is one-sided. She opens her mouth, but nothing comes out. We'll see you later, girl. Let us know when you land. Wait, what? She whips around on her friends. Stop faking the funk. You love that man. We all had our weekend fun. I know I did with Matt and Adam, Destiny said and clams her mouth shut, obviously not meaning to let that slip. I knew it. Bitch, I knew it. Oh, we gonna talk about that shit? Both of them at the same time? Oh, yes, ma'am, we're talking about that, Morgan says. Anyway, I agree with the tramp over here. We all had a good time. But you're the only one who looks like they're hurt leaving here. You have your laptop. You can work from anywhere. Life is short, sis. Live it while you can, Morgan says. Okay. She turns back to me and says quietly. An applause explodes from all around us. And I notice for the first time everyone and everything has stopped to get her answer to me. Even the pilots and flight attendants have come off the plane to watch this unfold in the airport. I pull her to me and kiss her breathless. I exchange my information with Morgan and Destiny before they board the plane. We walk back out of the airport and wait for the Uber to come and take us back to the hotel. This is crazy, she says, looking at me. Probably, but if I had to do crazy, I'm happy it's you I'm doing it with. I open the door once the Uber pulls up, and we head back to the hotel to start something new together. This has been Crew, Book 1, Coast Guard Series, written by J Nell. Read for you by Allie Piper.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, lady listeners. Thank you so much to J Nell for bringing us Crew and letting us play this on the podcast. We appreciate it so much. And then let me see what we have next. Next week, we have Tara Pammy. She has brought us a book called Return to Love, and I'm so excited for this one. The cover is really pretty on it, and I'm excited for this. She was so nice when I talked to her. She was just great to work with. So she was really easy. She's like, what do you need? What do you got? Here you go. Here you go. Like, it was great. And then also just a quick note that after that, there'll be a 2-week period between there where Labor Day is. We had some scheduling conflicts between authors, and we had to shift some stuff around. So there'll be a 2-week break after that, and then we'll be back with Katie Reyes. And then I think it's pretty much just gung-ho until the end of the year. So brace yourselves, lady listeners. So I think that's it, though.
All right. Tell them what to do.
Fuck your day up. Make today your bitch. Don't be a dick.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Read me romance. Read me romance. Read me romance. Read me romance. You could take a look in a book, that's fine. Or you could sit back, relax.